And welcome to Lunch with Lisa, where I make quick and easy healthy meals. And today, I'm going to show you how to make a 6-ingredient, no-bake protein granola bar. It's Lunch with Lisa. Inspired by my love of Built bars and my ability to want to hold on to the money in my pocket. Inspired by my love of granola Built bars and my desire to not spend a whole lot of money, I searched the web for a way to make a really decent, good, macro-friendly protein bar made with granola-ish type stuff so that I can eat it in the morning when I wake up a couple hours before I go to work out. I really love the texture and the flavor of those granola Built bars, but I didn't really like the price tag. So I sought out some recipes and decided to tweak a recipe that I found and make it way more macro friendly, higher in protein, and super delicious. Something I can eat right before my workout, and it's not gonna dent my pocketbook too much. It fits into my day super easy without leaving me super hungry, and it's a great snack if you want to take something on the go with you. And they're super easy to make. There's no reason why you can't make your own granola bars. Per bar, these are 260 calories. It has 15 grams of protein, 27 grams of carbs, and 10 grams of fat. Now you could use a peanut butter alternative to lower that fat content a little bit, like PB2 mixed with some water. That's maybe for another video while I'll play around with the recipe to kind of tweak the macros a little bit more. Lowering the fat content would be really good around your workout. You don't really want to have a whole lot of fat in your belly right before or right after your workout. You want to have more protein and carbs, but it's not super high in fat. It's only 10 grams. It's It's been fine for me. I've had no issues. But if you're a stickler and you want to play around with a recipe yourself to kind of fit in less fat, go for it. Totally. Why not? You can do what you want. This is just a video sharing my recipe with you. You don't have to make it. You don't. Some of you people commenting on my homemade protein bars. The last video I made like a while ago, I made this, and now it's starting to pick up some steam and a lot of more people are seeing it, so I'm getting more comments, definitely around how crappy the macros are on those bars. Yeah, I had no idea what I was doing back then. I hadn't even started counting macros. So yeah, those bars, not that macro friendly, but they're not terrible for you. They're packed full of energy. So if you need something quick and give you a lot of energy, like if you're going on a long hike or a long run, yeah, they're fine. But for dieting, no. Like I would not eat something so calorie dense while I'm dieting. I want to eat bulky, less calorie dense foods. And that's why I made this bar, because it's going to give me way better macros and it fits into my diet so much better, even when I'm dieting or not. It fits. It works. It's great right before my workout snack, and it's only 260 calories. And it's got the chocolate that I crave. I just can't leave chocolate alone. I have to have it in my diet. Like, I do. And that's what I want for everybody. I want you to keep including the foods that you love in your diet so that you can have a sustainable program, something that you want to eat forever, whether you're losing weight, maintaining weight, or trying to build muscle. You need to include the foods you love. You just do. So don't fall into the trap of having a disordered eating program where you're cutting out foods that you love. It's going to be more likely that you fall off your wagon and binge on those foods. So don't over-restrict yourself. We're not here to take away your joy of living. There's just certain foods I will not give up. Chocolate is one of those. Rant over. Okay, for this recipe, you're going to need 240 grams of rolled oats, 150 grams of whey protein isolate. I use this 90% from Bulk Supplements on Amazon. I'll leave a link down below. It's totally flavorless, so you can use it for anything. I love this whey protein. 256 grams of creamy peanut butter. I use the Kirkland's peanut butter from Costco, or you can find any kind of creamy peanut butter in the store that just has peanuts and salt, or even just peanuts. Like Crazy Richard's peanut butter is really good. It just has peanuts. Half a cup of good honey, wherever you can find some really good honey. 112 grams of chocolate chips. And you're gonna need a little bit of water for this, just over a quarter of a cup. Step one, you're gonna line a 9x9 or 8x8 inch pan with parchment paper and set that aside. In a large bowl, Mix together the rolled oats and the protein powder until fully combined. Then in a small bowl, you're going to dump the peanut butter and your honey and microwave this for about 30 seconds so that you can easily stir it together to combine. Then you're going to dump the peanut butter mixture into your oat mixture and thoroughly combine. You're going to have to use your hands for this, so go ahead and dig in and make sure the peanut butter and the honey is fully incorporated into your oat mixture. Now, if you have a stand mixer, you can do this in the stand mixer so you don't have to get your hands dirty. I would use a paddle attachment if you have one. When you mix this thoroughly, you end up with this crumbly mixture. It's kind of flaky, it doesn't really hold together. I mean, it does for a little bit. And if you don't care about your macros, you can add more peanut butter or more honey or both until you get a mixture that holds together a lot more. So since I want to keep my macros exactly where they are, I'm going to add a little bit of water to this, about a tablespoon or 2 at a time. And it took me about 5 tablespoons until my mixture started holding together. Eventually, you'll be able to squeeze your mixture in your hands and it won't crumble apart and it'll stick together really well. And now you know that you have enough water, enough binder, and that you're ready to dump this into your lined baking pan and press it down really well. Now, this is why I like to use this USA pans with this. It's got nice crisp edges, so you end up with more of a square bar. If you use a glass dish, you're gonna end up with these rounded corners and edges, and you may not get even bars out of this. So definitely, if you have one, use one of these USA pans. They're beautiful. I'll leave a link down below if you wanna get one. Now, you really wanna press this mixture down into your pan as much as you can. I use my fingers at first to kind of get an even layer, and then use a measuring cup to really press it in place, or you can use the bottom of a glass. Make sure it's super compact, and to round off the top edges, I like to pull down the sides of my parchment and kind of press down to really get that smooth. Then place this in the fridge or your freezer to chill just for like 5 to 10 minutes. Now remove this from the pan and cut it into 16 equal bars. I'm like super precise and kind of anal about this, so I like to use my ruler to get as even as I can. I make a cut halfway, and then I cut about 2.5 centimeters wide for each bar. Now, you don't have to measure if you don't want to, you can just eyeball it. It's not a big deal. I just like precision. As you're cutting these, place these onto a cookie sheet and set them aside. Now put your chocolate chips into a container where you can easily dunk your bars. I like to use this rectangular food storage container made of glass because it's microwavable and it gives me enough space to dip all my bars. You're gonna microwave your chocolate for about 30-second intervals, stirring after each round until your chips are melted. It took me about 4 rounds to fully melt my chocolate. Now dip each bar on one side, then use a fork to make a little wavy pattern. Fancy, I know. I just like to be fancy. Once you've dipped all your bars, place them back on your cookie sheet and slide them into your freezer until the chocolate is totally set. It takes about 5 to 10 minutes. Then wrap each one in plastic wrap. I like to do this individually so I can take them and use them as I want and they don't end up sticking together. And then I like to put them in a zip top bag and store them in my fridge. And they should keep for quite a while. And if you find you're not eating them fast enough, you can even store them in the freezer. But I wouldn't eat them out of the freezer. For long-term storage, I recommend storing them in your freezer, but if you're gonna eat them, just go ahead and store them in the fridge. They'll be fine. So these are really awesome. Once you have a bunch of these made up, you can just pull one out of your fridge, take them wherever you want to, take them on the go, take them to the gym, take them for your afternoon snacks. You can give them to your kids after school. They hit the spot that I used to itch with my Built Bars, and I don't really miss my Built Bars now because I have these and I made them and they're delicious. And if you want to use something other than honey, of course you can use maple syrup or some kind of other sweetener if you want to really lower the sugar. You don't have to make them exactly like I'm making them. And then you don't have to use peanut butter if you don't want to use peanut butter. You can use any kind of nut butter. So sky's the limit on these. And if you want to, you could add white chocolate on top, or you can just use white chocolate if you don't like chocolate. Or you could use any other kind of candy melt or something on top. I mean, seriously, you could even cut these up into little squares and serve them as a little treat for a party. Why not? These are super versatile, so have fun with it. So I really hope you enjoy these granola bars and let me know what you think. Leave a comment down below. And if you like this recipe, you're gonna love this one too. And I'll see you in my next video. It's Lunch with Lisa.